Here in the Uncharted 3 hangar at E3. We've just seen the game. I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for the game and can't wait to play it yourselves. And we heard we're going to get to play it in October, all the multiplayer modes, for free.
Yes.
That's great. But first of all, I wanted to ask you, this is your third Uncharted game. What kind of lessons have you learned along the road and so building up to this game?
Well, we've learned a lot about delivering a cinematic experience. That's one of our big focus that we've, I think, improved on every game, is delivering more of that movie feel, like delivering a better story with a more cinematic flair and really getting people to feel like they're playing a movie. That's really our goal, our fundamental. We don't want to be compared with games, we want to be compared with the best movies around them.
And I think the way that the characters come across in your games is really something that's a little notch above the rest of the industry in that regard.
Yeah, we do a lot of things differently that really allows us to bring out our characters. One is the way we rehearse all of our cutscenes, all of our in-game before we do them. So, and then we use the audio and mocap from the session to make the cutscenes. So that way it's a real performance. It's not somebody sitting in a room watching what an animator did. It's an actor performing a scene, and then we use that performance in what we're doing. And that really pushes us past the competition, I think, in the way that our story is told.
So the actors are more a part of game development rather than just coming in and saying their lines and then be done with it?
Yeah, they do more than just read the lines we've given them. I mean, a lot of the best lines in Uncharted are improvs from actors. There was a good take. Sometimes we'll do a scene like 10, 15 times, looking for like just that perfect one-liner, just brings out the humor in the situation. And really, it's the actors just add something that a lot of games don't get, because they just do it in a small black box, and they don't really get any back and forth between the actors, no real chemistry.
Now that you're really successful, one of the biggest brands on PlayStation, I would say, is it like when you think of a new character, do you go out and say, oh, we want this actor to do him, or that actor? Or
not really. We want our game to be showed off. We want really high quality actors and actresses. We want people who are good, not necessarily just a name. Like sometimes if you're looking for a name, you're looking to sell your game on the name. We don't need that. We want quality. We want actors who are good, whether they have a name or not. I mean, both ways is great, as long as the quality is there.
So if you'd set the stage for Drake's Deception, what's been going on since the last game, and where are we at?
So this game is, we wanted to focus on one of the characters that everybody loves. We definitely love Sully. So this game is kind of focusing on Drake and Sully's relationship and where it's been and where it's going and what it's like. They're looking for a lost city, the lost city of Brass, the Atlantis of the Sands, which is deep in the desert, and Drake is following the clues left by the Lawrence of Arabia, who was not just the man who led the Arab uprising, but was also an archaeologist of himself, kind of like a real-life Indiana Jones, and now Drake is following in his footsteps.
So, and that's why we are in this hangar, because Drake was following an airplane, and that's one of the sort of the things that you're showing off here at E3, a very dramatic scene.
Yes, so we're showing off one of the scenes, which is the cargo plane. But Drake comes from the desert, finds this cargo plane, which is totally run by the bad guys. He sneaks in, he stows away on the cargo plane, and then he has to make a dramatic in-air escape.
Something that I feel is hard sometimes when you're trying to make a cinematic experience is to still sort of infuse it with gameplay that feels varied and open, and sort of allowing the player to sort of decide his path and his way through the game. But you've managed to do that pretty well. What would you say is the key to that? Not just overlay it with a lot of cutscenes and things.
Well, I think the mistake other people have made is they make a game and then they take the biggest set pieces, the craziest action, and they make that a cutscene. We do the opposite. We want the biggest set pieces, the craziest thing, the cruise ship flipping over, the cargo plane opening up. That's what you want to play. That's the action. And we save the cutscenes for the quiet, introspective moments to really bring out the characters. So we let you play what you want to play, and then give you the cutscene when there's nothing to play. And so I think that's what really makes our game feel like you're playing the movie, not just watching it.
So from a technical point of view, what have you done to sort of tune up the engine, and what have been added since the last game?
So what we're really most proud of, and you've seen it in the cruise ship demo, is water. And actually, sand is like water. They're both liquids, and so everything we're doing for water, we're doing for sand too. We just haven't shown it yet. So sand is going to be amazing later in this game. But so the ocean, for instance, is fully dynamic simulation. It's an ocean simulation. The cruise ship is actually on the ocean, moving with the ocean. If a big wave comes, it'll come. I mean, it's not pre-scripted or anything. And all the water rushing down is what we're giving you is amazing water effects, amazing sand effects to really put you in the feel of the scene.
You mentioned you're teaming up with Subway, I believe it was, who are bringing out the multiplayer mode for free. Something that I haven't heard about before in this industry. Could you tell us a little bit about that and what players can expect?
So it's the entire multiplayer game. Make that key. It's not a beta, and it's not the MP beta just driven over. It's everything. Everything we're doing for multiplayer is going to be completely free the month of October with the Subway. If you get the thing from Subway,
get a sandwich.
I eat at Subway a lot, and it's going to be amazing. I think we want people to play our game. We want them to see how fun the multiplayer is. Especially, we feel like this game, we're bringing our multiplayer up a definite order of magnitude better than it was. We've put way more content in than Uncharted 2 and done a bunch of amazing things. It's a real blast, and we want as many people as we can to be able to play it.